made my class I made my class stand-up class again. How are your classes? Hi, Danny, I see you're here. Hello to everybody. All right, sorry I'm a couple minutes late. Danny says, "Good morning. I made my class a stand-up class again. How are your classes, Kelly?" Also, I got an email from Alan. Okay, I'll read that later. I don't know if you want that public. Well, you said I got an email from Alan from the virtual field trip. I only have 15 minutes of footage. Okay, he emailed you because you haven't turned it in. I am not going to talk about that because I feel like I don't. I'll let you talk about it, but I don't want to share my experience because never talk, never say if something's. I just don't want to talk about that. Let's just put it that way. I am making my class a stand-up classroom too, and I think it'll be really good for the level ones because I feel like you really need to stand and talk and things like that. Danny, I will email you later about the virtual field trip. So you have to go and get more footage, I assume, huh? Um, so you have to go back to the place where you were doing it. Um, so in today's live stream, I'm going to talk about Feedback Panda. I was the Panda on Friday, if anyone saw it. I'm going to talk about pay differences between Gogokid and VIPKid, and I'm going to talk about Danny's dice game. She wanted to see my version of it. And she said it's good standing up. Okay, good. I don't think I could stand up for all my classes. My back hurts from sitting too much, but then when I stand too much, my feet hurt. So I'll probably go in between, stand a little while, sit a little while, stand. Definitely any level ones, those you've got to stand. You move around a lot. And okay, good. You'll email me. So hopefully some more people come. I'm getting hot here, I think because I'm nervous. All right. So how was your weekend, Danny, and anyone else who is watching? I had an awesome weekend. My husband and I got to go away for the night without the kids. We even stayed in a hotel. It was my husband's boss's wife's birthday, and I do know her, just so you know the relationship. His boss they've been peers in the past too, before they were boss, boss employee relationship. And I know his wife, like lots of times when the company they both used to work for and the company they both work for now has like sent us away. She's been there and we get along really well. So I did know her too. We went to San Diego together like 10 years ago, last year to the Bahamas. So it was a lot of fun. It was like an hour 15, hour and a half away. So that's why we stayed in the hotel. We didn't want to have to worry about driving all the way back at night. So it was a lot of fun. Did everybody else have a good weekend? Danny says, my only issue is the shaking of the stand-up table when I type. Oh, yes. How lovely. Yes, it was. Oh, thank you. Yes. Seafoam green. Yes, thank you. So I don't wear green a lot, so it's something different. So I want to wait till more people come to talk about the pay, because especially Danny, you already know because you work for both companies. So Feedback Panda, if you guys don't know, I was the Panda this week. That means they feature somebody every week. They had a written interview with me and they did a video interview with me too, which is on the Feedback Panda. It's on their YouTube channel. So the written one and the video were pretty similar. They pretty much say the same thing with maybe slight variations. But I also want to really, really tell people that Feedback Panda was wonderful. A few weeks ago, they emailed me to be the Panda, and I had some things happen in my personal life. We found some mold in the basement, and I was spending every second of free time I had trying to help clean that up and get that situation dealt with. So I told them at Feedback Panda that I'm just so busy right now. I'll get it my answers to them soon. And their answer back was, oh, you take care of what's going on in your personal life. Don't worry about us. We'll do it a different time. So that's what we did. A few weeks later, I was a Panda. So I want to thank them for being very wonderful and not saying something like, oh, you dropped the ball. We're not going to put you on our website. So I did just want to tell you how wonderful, wonderful their customer service, how wonderful they were. So, yes, Danny says, I was surprised to see they only have under 100 subs on YouTube. I think they are very kind people for sure. They were so helpful when it was difficult for me to pay through my bank. Yes. I haven't had to talk to them a lot, but one time I gave them a suggestion and it was on a Saturday. I just thought of something and decided to give them a suggestion. And the person on the other end talked to me for quite a long time. Maybe people don't know about their YouTube channel. So they have a YouTube channel. It's wonderful. And if you don't have Feedback Panda, get them. It's such a time saver. I know Heather's going to come later. I think she used my code. Did they ask you what your favorite thing was about Feedback Panda? Not exactly in that way. The written interview, they asked how using Feedback Panda has changed my feedback, and I got them pretty early on. So, of course, my favorite thing is the feedback. The templates, just helping with the feedback is my favorite thing. But they have all kinds of other cool things. I love looking at my statistics. They give you like your top 3 students that come with you. And I always check for referrals. I'm actually surprised a few people that use my referral code did not sign up because I thought anybody who tried Feedback Panda would just sign up. It's that awesome. But one of these days, when I have a little more time, I would love to interview Danielle, who started Feedback Panda, because I just think it's don't you guys wish you thought of that? I mean, it's just a wonderful business idea. A teacher who had a need and thought of something. I kind of feel like it's the same way with children. Like the best baby products are moms who are like, hey, I could really use this, and create one, so that's what I think of Feedback Panda. So since we don't have a lot of people here yet, I'm waiting for people, especially who are applying to Gogokid, and I will talk about the pay. And I have Danny here. You wanted to hear about my version of the dice game. So I have 2 different versions for 2 different levels. And if anyone's watching when this video is over, I will link below Danny's, in the description box, Danny's video about the dice game and how to do it. Danny says, I only have had one issue. It is with the Gogokid class template. Instead of run and throw, it was walk and something else. I almost missed it, but now I look for it. Yes, I mean, you still have to double check the templates. Sometimes it said her instead of his and things like that. And they do tell you to check your templates. Yes, link your Feedback Panda code too. I will. Yes, I will. And, if people ask about it on Facebook, I tell them. So I definitely will. So this version, Danny, and anybody else watching, is for my younger kids, level 3s. Usually I use this for. So whoever doesn't know about the dice game, you roll the dice, and, there's 6 different things on the dice, 6 different things to do. Number 1 is ask me a question. So the students ask me a question. Number 2, teacher asks you a question. Number 3, guess the animal, the teacher. So then the student has to describe the animal and I guess. Now for this one, number 3, if they're a new student or kind of shy, or if I get the blank stare, I'll say, okay, I'll describe an animal to you and you guess. Number 4 is guess the animal, the student. So I'll usually say something like, I'm thinking of an animal. It's black and white. You have them in China. It eats bamboo. Panda. Number 5 is guess the word. So I play like a hangman. And then 6 is roll again. So this dice game I play with the older kids. Number 1 is what famous person would you want to be? Sometimes they have to ask, what is a famous person? I tried this version with a level 3 who was a little more advanced. And when I got to number 1 question, she just said, I don't know. So that one doesn't always work. But number 2 is a would you rather question. I have a list of would you rather questions right here. Sometimes with the translation, they don't get it, and I just say, okay, I'll go on to a different question. I'll ask them something else. Okay, number 4 is give us stars or a thumbs up. 5 is a funny face. 6 is roll again. So I was thinking about revamping this. Since this is for older kids, sometimes they don't like the funny face. They're too mature for that. So I thought about making a level 2 version or something where I do like simple things like the funny face or the stars and the thumbs up and have more complicated things. I need more would you rathers. Danny, just go to the internet, print some off, do a search for would you rather kid questions, and I just have a list. So I think, Danny, I've told you about my super smart level 6 student. He's only 8 years old. This kid is smarter than me, probably smarter than any of you watching. So you know how sometimes you keep rolling and you get the exact same thing, like, oh, a number 3 again. So, you'll cheat a little bit. He caught me and called me out. He's like, you're choosing the number. So, yeah, you can't get away with that. So if you keep getting like a 3, or if you lose your dice or don't have dice, this happened to me once. Another version of this game I'll play is I'll say, give me a number 1 through 6. And then, you can do it that way too. So Danny, how was your weekend? How was your classes? I want to get into the pay between VIPKID and Gogokid, but I'm waiting for more people to come. If somebody else is here, let me know. It says I have 2 people here. Danny says, can they see the dice when you roll it? Well, not really. I mean, I go like this and then it falls down. I think I've seen, in your video, you do a small dice and you do it in your hand. I guess I could get a smaller dice and do that. I had 7 with VIPKID today, 24-hour. Wow, that is wonderful that you can do the short notice, because my thing is my short notices don't always book. Today I had a very light schedule. I only had 5 classes. I had 1 cancellation, so I got paid for 6 classes. But I had a few short notices open that didn't book. So if I have a few that I open and don't book for normal days, I know I couldn't go to a 24-hour only schedule, but that is wonderful if you can, because obviously you're getting paid more. You can do a clear tub. Oh, that's an idea. Like put the dice in a clear tub. 2 of them were returns. Yay, the new ones can be a thing. I like a mix. Okay, yeah. I prefer regulars, but lately I've had a lot of new students. I think because I've certified for some more levels. So new students are good too. Then you don't have to worry about rewards. You can use whatever reward because they don't know your rewards. Yes, and if people don't come soon, I'll go ahead and get started on my pay. They can watch later, but I did want to see if more people would come. Yes. I'm trying to certify for 2 more levels right now. They're both supplement class. There was phonics and proper pronunciation. I decided against the singing one. I forgot what the name of it was. Evelyn said it was all singing. Oh, and one thing I did want to say too, the very last video that I did that I just put up, my family watched it while I was tutoring this weekend. I tutored 2 boys on the weekends, and they watched it because my daughter subscribed to the channel, and you know how honest the family is. They told me I was very monotone in that video, so I apologize for that video. I was tired. I really, really wanted to get in Teacher Dawn's contest. She was doing a contest for the I Teach 2 tag. I actually had someone comment on it right before I came here. So people watch apparently, but they told me I was very monotone. So I know not to be monotone on camera, so I will try to work that. Usually I practice before I go on, and that video I kind of just shot and real quick and everything. Oh, okay. You didn't see the video. I try not to be, but I might have been in that video. I shot it in the late afternoon, and you guys know when you teach and then you have a busy day, the late afternoon, you're tired. So I may have, been tired. Your son tells you you're awkward. Danny, you have awesome videos. That's why you have 500 subscribers. Well, I guess I will go ahead and get into my pay comparison. People can watch later. So let me just tell everyone, Danny knows this. I have been planning for a long time to do a comparison video between VIPKID and Gogokid. I wrote a script. I wanted to make sure I had all my facts straight. And then I got very busy with the mold in my house that I was telling you about. But I am a little bit glad that that video never got shot, because Gogokid came out with some new cancellation policies, and they came out with deductions. So if I had done that video at that time, it would have already been obsolete because I wouldn't have been talking about the deductions. And Danny, if I say anything wrong, I want you to correct me, because when it comes to pay, you don't mess with people's pay. I want to make sure I have all the facts right. If you think I said something that isn't right or I got something wrong, say so in the chat box, okay? Because I want to make sure I get all of this right. Okay, so most people who I know are going to watch this live stream at least already work for VIPKID, and they're trying out for Gogokid. So someone just called me out on my math in an older video comparison. Okay. Good to know. See, none of us are perfect. It's hard to get all of this straight. VIPKID has a starting base pay of $7 to $9 an hour. So because I like dealing with even numbers, I'm going to say you're making a base pay of $8 an hour. So say that you are making a base pay of $8 per hour. Every single person, if you just finish a class normal, the way it's supposed to be finished, you get $1 per class. I mean, you're almost guaranteed to get this dollar. So I don't know why they don't just say your base pay is $9. But anyways, you get $1 extra per class if you teach 45 classes per month. So this is not hard to do. I mean, I literally have this 45 classes sometimes by a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks tops if it is a slow month. So you're almost guaranteed. Like, you won't get this. Maybe if you're new, you work another full-time job and you only work a few hours, you work for another company. Danny, I know she works for Gogokid, and she got towards the end of her month and was like, oh, I might not get that $45, and she opened more for VIPKID. So that is something to think about if you are working for VIPKID and Gogokid, or VIPKID and any other company. When you split your time, try to get that 45. This is per class. And I want to make one thing clear, because this is something I didn't understand when I was new and watching other people's video. Once you hit 45 classes, you get back pay for the 45 classes you already taught. So you hit 45, you automatically get $45. Because I thought that once you hit 45, you got an extra dollar from then on out. No, back pay for the $45 for the 45 classes plus $1 every class. So that is like, if you have an $8 base pay at VIPKID, it's like making $10 a class. And yes, also, if you don't make it to 45, but you make it to 30, you get an extra 50 cents per class. So this would be $9.50 if you taught at least 30 classes. But I'm going to say most people get the 45, so we're going to deal with as if you make $10 a class. All right, now let's go to Gogokid. So Gogokid has a base pay of $7 to $10 an hour. So hour per class, I should say. I made all of these when I was going to do my other video. So they are out of order. Give me a chance here. So let's say that your base pay is the same at VIPKid as it is at Gogokid. Your base pay at Gogokid is $8 per class. Here's my $8. Okay. So when you first start out and your credit score is at between 100 and 109, $8 a class means $8 per class. No extra $2. So it's not $10 like it is at VIPKid. It's actually $8 a class. Now, when your credit score gets to 110, you get 110% of your base pay. This is $880 per class. So now you're making $880. You get 120 credit score, you get 125% of your base pay. You're making $10 per class. So you do not make the same that you make at VIPKid until your credit score gets to 120. But you had to teach all of these classes at a lesser pay to get to this. So that is one thing I want everyone to understand. If your base pay is the same at VIPKid as it is at Gogokid, you actually make more money at VIPKid. If your credit score gets to 120 and stays there, you make the same. Now, how do you get credit points? Okay, so you get credit points if for every 3 classes that you do, you get 1 point. So teach 3 classes, 1 point. 1 point for every 5 Apple review. 2 points for 8 workshops, 2 points for 12 workshops. So, yes, Danny says, I never thought about it that way. Yes, that is one thing why I really wanted to make this video. I wanted people to understand that. So, let's say you only make points from teaching classes. That's the only way you make points. So you have to teach to get to 120. Hold on, I will do the math. But you have to teach quite a bit of classes at a lesser rate to get to it. Okay, so let's say your base pay is still 8 at VIPKid, but now your base pay is $9 per class at Gogokid. So you get $9 per class when your credit score is 109 or below. If you get to 110, then your pay is $9.90 per class, which is 10 cents off from what you get, the $10 a class. So I would say if you're breaking even when you get to 110. It's about the same. But then if your credit score is 120, you make $11.25 per class, and you are making more than you're making at VIPKid. So now it's hard to stay at 120. Let's say something happens on the last day of the month and you go down to 110. Well, then at least you're still making the same that you made at VIPKid. You know, you didn't lose by booking classes here over here. Yes, so let's say your base pay, we're going to stay at $8 an hour at VIPKid. And we're going to say your base pay is $10 a class at Gogokid. So your starting pay between 100 and 110 credit score is $10 per class. It's also $10 per class here. So you're starting off with the same. You're not losing anything by going to Gogokid. But once you get to 110, you're at $11 per class. You're making more with Gogokid at 110. When you get to 120, you make $12.50 per class, which you make more even if there was a short notice. Okay, so if your base pay is 8 at VIPKid and 10 at Gogokid, hands down, no question about it, you make more at Gogokid. So I see that Joanna's here. Joanne, go back later and watch the video where I did at the beginning of class where I compared the same base pay at Gogokid and VIPKid. So a quick summary. If you make the same base pay at VIPKid and Gogokid, you make more at VIPKid. If you make $1 more at Gogokid, I would say it's a toss-up depending on your credit score. But if you get to 120 and stay at 120, you clearly make more at Gogokid. If you accidentally go down to 110 to 119, you're at least not losing anything. If you make $10 base pay at Gogokid, hands down, you're making more than you make at VIPKid. So that is one thing that I want everyone to know, that if you already work for VIPKid and you're going over to Gogokid, you need to negotiate a higher base pay. So if they offer you $8 per class and you say, oh, that's what I make at VIPKid, that's fine. No, you're actually making less. So you need at least 9 to make it comparable. If your base pay is 8, you need at least 9 at Gogokid to be comparable. 10 would be more. But I hear from a lot of people that they're no longer giving $10 as a start base pay anymore. They were when they were brand new and they were trying to steal away the VIPKid teachers. But from what I hear, Danny says, I think Gogokid should do away with the credit score now that there's a cancellation policies with fees, just like VIPKid. Yeah, I don't know. It's just different. And also, Joanne, if you go back and watch the video, I say how you gain points. This is how you lose points at Gogokid. You lose points for canceling a class more than 24 hours. You lose 1 point. Both Danny and I have double booked with VIPKid and Gogokid. Be very careful if you work for both. I had to cancel 3 classes. It was more than 24 hours. I lost 3 points. I know Danny has lost 5 points before. You can write in the chat box about that. You lose 3 points for canceling between 2 and 12 hours in advance or a teacher IT. You lose 5 points for canceling 2 hours or less or a complete no-show. Now, Gogokid has also come up with you lose money, just like VIPKid. I know if you cancel within 2 hours or have a teacher no-show, you lose $10. There's some other deductions. I don't want to say them because I don't have them in front of me. Like I said, I wrote this about a month ago before I got busy, but I think you lose $2 for one of these two. Danny, if you know, say in the chat box. And let's see. Oh, here's another thing. Referrals. Gogokid, you make $120 for referrals. VIPKid, you make $100. Trial conversions. You have a trial, you make $10 with Gogokid. I said trial conversions, $10 here. Okay, this is supposed to be 5. That's a typo. Good thing I caught that. So you make $5 with VIPKid trial conversions. Also, the trial conversions at Gogokid, they only get 1 free trial. At VIPKid, they get 3 trials. So you may be teacher number 1 and they love you and they already decided that they were going to sign up, but they get 2 other free classes, so they may as well try those out. Well, only the 3rd person gets paid. So 2, it's a lot riskier for VIPKid. And of course, you have trials that don't show up. Okay, here's another thing. So VIPKid, you guys know this. Trial class, 50% base pay for a no-show, $4. But you still get $1 per finished class, and you get $1 for the 45 classes, even if the student doesn't show up. And I confirmed this through my own pay tracker, so I know this is true. So you get $6 for a VIPKid no-show. Gogokid, $8 base pay, just like the VIPKid $8 base pay. Trial class, you get 60% of your base pay for a no-show instead of 50, but there's no extra dollar. So you get $480 if you're at the 8, if your credit score is below 110 and you make $8. If you make $9 base pay, you get $540. If you make $10, you get $6. So you're making the same if your base pay is at $10 at Gogokid and $8 at VIPKid. So even though they pay $60 and they pay $50, you still get these extra $2. You still are getting more at VIPKid unless you're at $10. Okay, so the pay tracker is back, about to hop on a bike, so I'm listening. Okay, good, Danny. I'm glad you're listening. Yes, the pay tracker is back at Gogokid. They took it away when they had teachers on 2 different contracts. For those of you who are new, back when they were a brand new company, they were doing something called subsidy pay. I am very happy for subsidy pay because I was brand new at VIPKid and Gogokid, getting no bookings at either place. And so they were paying a percentage. Danny, I know you just got on the bike. I think it was 60%. Right in the chat box. I've already forgotten. I think it was 60%. If you opened the peak times, which I'm on Eastern time right now, that's 7 to 9 p.m. If you open those times and they did not book, they still gave you like 60% of the pay, which was awesome. When I was a brand new teacher and had no bookings, I still got paid through Gogokid, and it helped me from being so discouraged, because if anyone knows my story, I went through a long interview process with both companies. Well, just trying to get hired was an ordeal, and then you get hired and you get no booking. So I was very thankful for the subsidy pay while it lasted. But then when they sorry, I got distracted. Hi, Evelyn. Evelyn, go back and watch later what I've already done, because I just did a very thorough pay comparison between VIPKid and Gogokid. Yes, so I was very thankful for the subsidy pay because it allowed me to still get paid and not to have complete discouragement from getting no bookings. So my very first paycheck was through Gogokid. Gogokid was the first one to hire me. But I started getting more regulars at VIPKid first. I've had firsts with both companies, I would say. So anyways, does anyone have any questions after all of that I went through it, as far as Gogokid and the pay? Okay, I just realized there's one more of my slides I forgot to go through. Cancellations and no-shows. Gogokid, you lose points, which can mean losing money. And like I said, I wrote all of these slides before Gogokid implemented money deductions like VIPKid have. So at the time I wrote this, they only had points deductions. So your pay for the entire month is based on what your credit score was on the very last day. So let's say you're at 120 the entire month, but the very last day you have a teacher IT, you accidentally sleep through your classes. That means every class for the whole month is at the 110 a credit score. So actually, even before they implement it, if you just so happened to have a no-show on the last day of the month, you could lose more than $10 a class, like all the classes you did that month. So I actually have seen online on the Facebook pages people who won't open any slots like the last 2 days of the month and things like that for Gogokid because they're afraid of their credit score going down. VIPKid, you lose $10 per class if you have a no-show. So that's comparing. And now Gogokid, you could lose $10 a class plus the whole month if you happen to get a no-show or a teacher IT at the wrong time on the last day or two of the month, which, how do you juggle 2 jobs? Okay, you guys, I will defer to Danny on that one. She has several videos of how she does it. Just to be honest, VIPKid is my main company and Gogokid is my backup. So I would say I mainly work for VIPKid and I work a few classes for Gogokid. I just open a few slots here and there because I want to. For VIPKid, I'm going for the raise. Evelyn has a video on her channel about how to get the raise. I remember it. I remember watching it because I wanted to know. So you have to teach 1,200 classes in a year. I'm almost at 1,000 and I'm 6 months in. So I think I'm good in that area. Evelyn, type in the chat box. But that's me. Most of my slots are for VIPKid. So I open 2 slots before I start the day at VIPKid at Gogokid. They are not peak slots. And I'm not talking peak. They're not even like the light pink peak slot. So they only book on the weekends. They don't book during the week, but I have them open if they wanted to book. Maybe they will in the summer, but Danny does more of juggling too, so I defer to her videos for that. You got the raise. Yes, I know you did. I saw your video right after you got the raise and you said what the requirements were. I don't want to say the requirements because I don't want to get anything wrong. I will just tell you what I know off the top of my head. I know you have to teach 1,200 classes. I know that you need an average of 25% 5-apple feedback, and this is an average, so if you're low 1 month. I can tell you that I have a lot of new students in the month of March, and I do not ask for feedback for anyone who's been to my class less than 3 times. I've had 4-apple reviews. I've had a 3, not a lot, but still, it's always from new people. New people, you don't know what they want. Like what one person wants in a class and a teacher, or another person might not want, or vice versa. So my rule of thumb, I don't ask for feedback till they've been to my class 3 times, and that third class has to be good. If I felt like the third class wasn't good, I don't ask. So I'm at like 22%, but the month of January I had 35%. So it's definitely going to balance out. I'm pretty sure that I'll get that 25%. Okay, Kim, I don't want to butcher your last name. Hi, Kim. Tell me what companies you work for. She said, I'm April 30th, still haven't heard, end of first contract. I just hit over 1,000 classes before the end of this contract. All right, very good, Kim. That's awesome. I will hit 1,000 classes before the week is over. So, Kim, do you work for sounds like you work for VIPKid. Do you also work for Gogokid? Thank you, Joanne. I'm almost there. Not there yet. I wanted to be able to announce it today, but probably in like 2 or 3, maybe 4 days, I'll have 1,000. I got 2 4-apples today. Oh, what happened, Evelyn? And Kim says both, but that is VIPKid. Okay, well, good. So we have a lot of people here who work for both. Kim, how long have you been working for both companies? And Evelyn, tell us what happened with your 4-apples. You guys, Evelyn is a mom of little kids. And I know from watching some of your videos and your lives that a lot of your lower apple ratings are days or nights when you're up late with your kids or you have a bad night. So you guys, my kids are older and I couldn't even have imagined doing this job, even though it's a work from home job when my kids were really little, because my son was a horrible sleeper. I probably would have gotten a lot of 3 and 4 apples for looking tired too during that time of my life. So Kim says October 15th VIPKid, December 26th Gogokid. Okay, so you're semi-new, especially with Gogo. How do you divide your time, Kim? Do you divide them evenly, or do you work more for one than the other? Maybe, sounds like you've got VIPKid first, so maybe VIPKid you work more for. And Kim, if you joined the live late, go back and watch earlier. I give a very detailed pay comparison between VIPKid and Gogokid. And I start with an $8 base pay at VIPKid, and I go through if you make 8, 9, or 10 at Gogokid. Evelyn, the same parents have given me 4-apples 5 times now, and I taught them again today. Oh my goodness. So I remember at your live, Evelyn, you said that you wrote in your feedback, hey, please, if you like my classes, give me 5 apples or find someone else. So apparently they didn't do either of that. That's very discouraging. The same parents keep giving you 4, but keep coming back. That's, I've heard of that happening. But wow, yeah, that's bad. I don't know if they realize what they're doing to you. They're ruining your average and oh my goodness. So, they don't listen. I also suggested headphones. Okay, I've had that happen a lot. I've suggested headphones to the kid, especially a upper level, in the feedback to the LP, and sometimes it still doesn't change. So Kim says Go barely gets booked. I open nights now at Go as it's so mainly no-show trials. I also have school-age kids. I do this just about full time. Okay, that sounds like very much like my situation, Kim. Um, yeah, the same thing. That's the thing. Like I've thought about a lot of times trying to get more classes at Gogokid by closing my VIPKid slots. Uh, but then you risk getting trials because you're newer. I already have regulars at VIPKid. You risk getting the trials, and then the trials don't always show up, and then you're getting less pay for the trials. I mean, I can't do night classes. I'm too tired at night. But yeah, they have me down to 4.9. Ugh, Evelyn. How much is a trial no-show for Gogokid? Okay. Well, 60% yes. So I did go into that. I don't want to repeat if someone's watching this, but I'll go ahead and just repeat this. If anyone's watching this on the re-air and you already saw what I said earlier about that, just skip past this. Okay, so I was comparing an $8 base pay at VIPKid just because I like even numbers. So let's say your base pay is 8 at VIPKid. Trial class, 50% base pay for no show. But you still get the $1 finish class, and you still get the $1 if you have more than 45 classes. So you're getting $6 if you have a trial no show at VIPKid. Gogokid, trial no shows. You get 60% of your base pay for a trial no show. So if you have $8, that's $4.80. They don't give the extra $2. If you have a $9 base pay, that's $5.40. And if you have a $10 base pay, that's $6. So on the surface, it sounds like Gogokid pays more for trial no shows because they pay 60 and VIPKid pays 50, but you get the extra $2 at VIPKid that you don't get at Gogokid. So if your base pay is 8 or 9, you're making less. Even with 60, you're making the same at 10. So watch what I said earlier because the pay is apples and oranges. You need a higher base pay at Gogokid to compare with VIPKid because VIPKid gives the $1 extra for the finished class and the $1 extra for the 45 classes. You do not get any of that at Gogokid. So if you are negotiating pay, your base is 8 at VIPKid. You've got to get 9 to even compare. So make sure you know that. And I also hear people doing the opposite. I've seen it on the Facebook pages. Someone's like, well, I applied to VIPKid and they just offered me too low of a base pay than what I get at Gogokid. Same, but what you don't realize is you get $2 extra a class. So the lower base pay at VIPKid compares to a higher one at Gogokid. So there we go. I really want to emphasize that point, that people know that, because I think people think on the surface you make more with Gogokid. That's not necessarily true. Okay, Joanne said, by the way, where did you get your headphones? I need one. Mine doesn't work well. Okay, these were actually a gift. So I can't answer that. Anyone want to type to Joanne where they got their headphones? Danny said, I'm only at 715 classes at VIPKid. Good to know about the raise. Thanks. Yeah, and Danny, you have you started around the same time as me, so you still have several months to, get that, but definitely keep that in mind. And I saw one person do a video. So the 1,200 classes has to be for when they send you the contract, which is actually 4 weeks early. I think it was teacher Olivia. She had said that she was on track to get 1,200 classes, but she didn't have the 1,200 classes by the 11th month when they send out the contract, and they wouldn't give her the raise. So I don't know what her video was titled. It might have been something about raises, but she said something like that. So you guys, I learned from other YouTubers, other mistakes. So make sure the 1,200 classes is by the 11th month. Okay, Kim says, My base pay at GoGo is $9.50, $8 a VIP kid, and I stay with VIP kid as it's not worth the trial no-shows and not so many booked. Yes, yes. And you said you only make more if you close out all VIP kid and take the chance of not being booked and hope the GoGo trials show up. Yes, exactly. So you know what? No matter what company you work for, you're making more money where you're getting booked. Yes. Plus, Kim, not only you risk trial no shows, but even if they do show up, you have to teach several classes at the lower rate until you get to, the 110 uh, credit score. So if your base is 8 and your base is 9 at Gogokid, 950. Okay, so you're still making less until your credit score gets to 110. So you would have to get 5 Apple reviews, teach 3 classes to get 1 point. So yes, if you already have regulars, yeah, I would stick where you've already got regulars. I'm at 120, then stopped getting trials. Who knows? Oh, okay. So you are at 120. Yes, but you still, for the trial no shows, you're still getting less. And then if you're not sure if you're going to get booked. So yes, if somebody is brand new, Heather, I think she's going to come to this live soon. She's new to VIP Kid, trying to get uh in with Gogokid. I would open every other day, like VIP Kid, Gogokid, VIP Kid, Gogokid. See where you're getting bookings, and then start opening more where you're getting bookings. But yes, you are getting paid more where you're getting bookings. So that is a good point. Wow, I can't believe I've been going for 45 minutes already. So yes, if you guys missed it, rewatch the beginning where I go details into pay. I wanted to wait till more of you got here to start talking about it, but I ran out of other things to talk about. Click the like video, people. Yes, please, please click the like video, you guys. The like video, the like thumbs up. Yes, I have a meeting today at the school, so I need to get going, you guys. Definitely watch earlier. I give details, I have charts and everything. So, does anyone else have anything to say before I sign off? If not, I will be back next Monday. Kim said, but I got my free Go Kids sweatshirt, 32 workshops that I saw Danny in. That's yes. Oh, one thing. Kid gives incentives for workshops, which I love. VIP Kid, I wish they would do that. I know that taking workshops are good for me, but sometimes I get busy and don't do them. So I'm more motivated when I have an incentive. So I have 18 workshops at Kid. I need 2 more to get that little certificate by my name. I probably should try to do that this week. God bless you. Thank you, Evelyn. You too. Danny, I got you thinking. Good. I'm glad. So, all right, I will be back every week, but I'll say between 10:15 and 10:30. I will put a reminder out. Bye, you guys. Bye, Danny, Evelyn, Joanne, Kim. Hopefully, I didn't leave anyone out. Bye, everyone. See you next week.